Well, good morning. I am super excited and pumped to be here with you to talk about a topic that's near and dear to me, and that is using engagement with your customers as a tool to really drive great business results. And I think that done right, engagement in using mobile to create those engaging moments is really a powerful tool that we have in our toolkit as companies and marketers. And it's something I'm really passionate about. And of course, I spent 25 years at Southwest Airlines, which is a company well known for its customer relationships, its ability to drive great, meaningful customer interactions, and to have really loyal customers. And that interaction comes very purposefully, and that those relationships come very purposefully. And it's really amazing, given, of course, that Southwest operates in an industry that is often vilified for how it treats customers, and sometimes justifiably so. But Southwest intentionally does things differently, and I think it's a really unique tool that a lot of us overlook and miss an opportunity on. So I'm excited. It's something I could talk about all day long. So I'm excited to be here today to be able to share with you some of those lessons that I've learned along the way. And again, I think driving success through mobile and using personalization very effectively is a really key tool that we have. And so I want to dive into that today. So first, let's start off by talking about what are the benefits of being successful in our mobile strategy. And of course, there's lots of data and a lot of probably instinct amongst you already, and there's lots of benefits. And I'm going to really focus and narrow in on two today, just for simplicity and time. And the first one is money. You're going to make more of it. You're going to have more loyalty, more engagement from your customers if it's done right. And the second one is this opportunity to be a hero to your customers at the right moment, you're coming in and delivering a really great message or a solution for your customer at just that right time, and that's really going to be something that's going to build a great relationship between your company and your customers. So those are the benefits I'm going to talk a little bit about today. Let's jump into the money part first. A fully engaged customer gives you a 23% premium on things like share of wallet, revenue, profitability, relationship growth. So all the things that we as marketers really aspire to achieve with our efforts. And so if we can get to that point where we have a really deep engaged customer, we're going to reap some really great benefits in things like the share of wallet and their loyalty and revenue to us. So that's really, again, something that's pretty exciting to think about. If we look at it by category, the benefits are also equally exciting. The restaurant, a deeply engaged customer is going to visit your restaurant 56% more than a disengaged customer. They'll spend in the hospitality world, they're going to spend about 46% more with you. And in the consumer electronics world, they're, again, same story, 44% more visits, spending about $85 more. So lots of goodness here, right? And I could go on and on through other categories, but the story's all the same. Engagement leads to more profitable interactions with your customers and more interactions with your customers. Okay, so we got it. So engagement equals good financial returns for us. But is there a link between engagement and mobile, and what is that link? And I think, again, intuitively, we probably say yes, there's clearly a link there, but let's try to look at some science on it here, if we will. And if you have a positive mobile experience, customers are 67% more likely to buy that product and 74% more likely to return to that retailer or that provider. And so again, all the things we were just talking about, the financial goodness that you get, these people you're achieving those results by one tool in your toolkit, which is, of course, mobile engagement. Okay, great, but let's put that aside and think about it this way. How many times a day are you interacting with your mobile device? I see several of you doing it right now. Research says that we're doing it about 150 to 200 times a day. And if you zoom out and think about what that means in the macro sense, that's 30 billion mobile moments a day in the United States that we as marketers have an opportunity to be a part of. And if we do it right, we can really have meaningful and multiple times where we can have an interaction with a customer. So that leads me to my next point, which is that done right, these key moments that I was talking about are also something that I think is really exciting on a customer development basis. And that is, when you do it right, and what I mean by doing it right is you're solving a problem for a customer before they even know they have the problem, or you're answering something just as they come up with the question. It's really what I call unlocking these magical moments where you're doing that. And it's where you get a customer who says, it's like they knew what I wanted before I did. And so it's that if we can get to that level of interaction with a customer, we're going to really have some great success and great results from that. So how would we go about building a magical moment like that? If you think about it, context is so key here, and there's so many clues available to us that if we really pay attention, there's a lot we can do. So first of all, what do you know? So when someone opens an app, what do you know? Well, you know who they are, their purchase status, and if they bought something or not, where they are, what time it is. There's all sorts of data that we get. And so if we use that data and think about it, and I'll just use an airline example. So you know that Kevin has a ticket bought. You know that it's for a flight that's in about 2 hours, and he's opened the app and he's getting near the airport. What do we surmise that he wants to do with that app? It's probably not going there to read the terms and conditions of the frequent flyer program, right? It's probably something very focused on that day of flight and that activity that I'm about to take. So let's make it, what do we do next is we make the interface answer that specific problem that the customer is asking. So again, you're ahead of them, giving them the answer before they're really asking. And so anticipate it, make the user interface respond to what they're doing, and then drive that interaction with them and make them feel really great about it. So let's take a look at what that might look like. So again, we know that I have a flight today and I haven't checked in. So the experience could look something like this. It knows me, it knows what I need to do, and by the way, if we're wrong, and we might guess wrong, make it easy to get out and go somewhere else. But think about this experience, how engaging that is for me. Southwest knew what I needed to do before I even tapped on the app, and they made it easy for me to do it. So I'd like to do a quick victory lap and get some high fives for this experience, but sadly, I can't because that's not how it works. Instead, we built what I call the Swiss Army knife app, and it has all sorts of features and bells and whistles and functionality in it. And so it's really robust. It does a lot of great stuff, and I'm very proud of it. But it's not configured like what I showed you before. It's something that, just like a Swiss Army knife, you have to come in and you have to set it up and tell Southwest what you want to do today with that app experience. And I'm not knocking Southwest because this happened on my watch, so I'm responsible for it. And I know some of you are saying, well, who's this Yahoo up here who can't even get his own app right, and what's he doing talking to us? But before you get the posse together to rip me off the stage here, let's look at how the rest of us are doing in this world. And sadly, we're not doing great. Our scores are kind of very disappointing, frankly. We're largely presenting irrelevant emails, offers, mobile ads. Of course, brick and mortar retailers are suffering through their business as well. But more eye-opening to me was that Amazon, who's the king of this, who does it so well, invented it, and really excels at it, their scores are actually pretty shockingly low for me. I would have anticipated a much higher score for them. So it's daunting to me that our customers are this demanding. And speaking of daunting, the time that our customers give us to serve them through an experience is very limited. So the biggest group of us spend less than a minute in an app, and about half of us are spending 2 minutes or less in an app. So if that app isn't there and makes it easy for us to interact and get the customer handled, they're moving on. And if they move on because of a bad mobile experience, they're 52% less likely to engage with us. And engagement, of course, is what we started off talking about, how great that was. So it is challenging. It has to work. It has to be easy. It has to be fast. Otherwise, we end up here. And we're given generally no more than 2 tries, 2 attempts from a customer before they delete us. So deleting us is not what we want to do. That's not the name of the game here. We want to stay on the device. And so the stakes are high and the benefits are high, so what are we going to do about it? And what I think sometimes we forget to do is think about the customer. And the customer is really giving us a lot of valuable clues and a lot of valuable data. They are telling us every day what matters to them by their interactions and behaviors with us. And so if we just simply pay attention, we can learn a lot and actually anticipate what they're telling us what they want. So we don't even have to guess. We just have to listen and pay attention to it. So don't forget that it's the customers at the middle of the model, and what it is that they want in an experience is what we should be providing and delivering. A lot of times we get in our four walls of our offices and we build what we think they want or what we think would be cool, and that's not exactly the right formula for success. So I'm going to take you through a model that I used in my career at Southwest that really talks about how we can connect to a customer. And of course, it has to start with this customer at the center of it. And then you layer in customer intelligence, so what I was just talking about. So by knowing our customer very, very well, we're able to do things like know what kind of products we should build for them, what kind of experiences they desire, and then by delivering those, we get great engagement and great brand scores and great brand regard. So that's what we're trying to achieve here. But that's only a piece of the puzzle. You need this technology piece to make that happen in a reality. So you need to lean on your digital assets, social and other third-party resources, and of course just that technical capability. And that's really critical because that's what you're using to both collect that data so that you can get smart and get over here and see those things that are happening with the customer intelligence piece, and so you learn, but also it's that technology piece that becomes even more critical because that is what delivers those moments at just the right time in the right channel. So that piece is really critical, but obviously we need to know what the customer wants and keep them in the middle of our model. So that's how I would approach thinking about what to do next in a mobile app and in a mobile experience so that we delight our customers. But it all relies on data. So consume and capture as much data as you can. And there's a benefit to you because companies that use big data and analytics are 14% higher retention rate of customers when they use that to enhance the customer experience. So it matters, again, and it drives value for you. So grab that data where you can. I'll take a minute just to kind of talk at high level about technology. There's a lot of things that go in here to enable this. And basically my message to you is, here's a few examples of things that you will need, sources of data for you. But the information and the technology is robust, and there's a lot to be done here. And so if you're curious about this or want to do more in it, I've got lots of resources I can put you in touch with that can help you through your data questions and problems, and help you find where you are, meet you where you are on this journey, and help you create a plan to go forward. Because it is complex. It is one of those things that it's not going to be easy for us to do, and it's easy for us to stall. But really my advice to you is to get going. Because this data and learning from it is so critical. And if you can't do it all, and again, there's a lot to do, I understand that, but take some steps. And even if it's something as simple as just making sure you have a vehicle to collect data from your employees, do something right away that starts those, even if it's just a baby step, to get you going down that road so you can learn, so that you can create those app experiences and mobile experiences that lead to that engagement. So I'll leave you with these 4 takeaways here, and that is that, first of all, there's revenue here. Doing it right leads to engagement, and engagement leads to profitability and great financial results. So there's a real benefit to us for doing it. Our customer data that we collect and what we know about our customer is going to guide us and help us get focused on what's the right thing to do and how to do it. So then once you get focused, get going, keep moving, keep improving. Because once you start this process, what you're going to find is you're going to move from an environment where you have customers, and maybe even you get repeat customers, but you're going to move to an environment where you have raving fans who love you and your brand and can't live without you. And when you get raving fans, then you're going to have great financial results. Thank you.